Excellency President Xi made a rare appearance today in a military memorial, debunking all the rumors about his health and any power change in China. In Russia, His Excellency President Putin addressed the BRICS, emphasizing on de-dollarization and the growth of the BRICS. Meanwhile, in the US, President Donald Trump threatens the BRICS nation with a 10% additional tariffs. A YouTuber, Carlson, who was a former journalist for the Fox News, had an interview with the Iranian president, which has caused controversy on TikTok and on YouTube. These and many more coming to you from Global Pulse Daily. Hello everyone and welcome back to Global Pulse Daily. To all my new subscribers, I want to say thank you and please like and share the video with everybody. His Excellency President Xi made a rare appearance today. He had a visit in one of the military memorial sites where he paid his homage to the fallen heroes, and then he visited a factory. The President of China, His Excellency President Xi, made an appearance today at a military memorial where he honored all the fallen heroes of their country. This came about debunking all the rumors that there was a power change going on in China or that there was something wrong with the president's health. He also visited some factories in the region and greeted the people around there. I think personally, China is putting itself in a strategic position where they are saying power is not put all on one person, but power can be deliberated, can be given out to other people. This is what the US used to be like, in my opinion. But right now, you see the president of the US can actually go ahead and do so many things. He has centered a whole lot of power on himself, making him the most important person in the country, which he is, but then having this much power. By China, it's doing the opposite. The president of China is actually pushing power away from himself so that the rest of the world can be pulled or can be drawn closer to China rather than US. He is seen more as a democratic president rather than a dictator, which the whole world has been, mainly the West has been saying he is. So he is positioning himself as the leader of the world. And I feel this is a good thing because by 2030, when the development of China surpasses, then they're going to overtake the world. It's going to be easy for them. Meanwhile, President Putin made an announcement in the BRICS Summit, speaking mainly about the growth of the BRICS, the de-dollarization, saying how BRICS countries can actually trade among themselves with their currency. There is no need of using the US dollar anymore for trade. He himself is saying that 90% of the trade in his country has been done using his currency. So this is a good thing, especially for so many other poor countries in the global South, Asia, and Latin America. Because when you have to convert your currency to the US dollar before you make a trade, you actually see that that's way more expensive on you, rather than just buying something directly in the person's currency, which is cheaper. And also we have the complexity of the Swiss bank and also sanctions left, right, and center from the West. So using your currency to do business, if you're part of the BRICS, is going to be good. Meanwhile, the growth of the BRICS has been an extraordinary thing. The BRICS started, first of all, with 5 members. Then it increased to 10 members. So as of right now, BRICS has 11 full members and 10 partial members. We're going to have a list of all these members. Nigeria, Uganda, I think these are the partial members of the BRICS. I think very soon they'll become full members. Egypt is already a full member. These are just some African countries. Oh, we know South Africa was part of the big boys when it started. And many other countries are actually pledging their allegiances to join the BRICS. As of now, the BRICS countries make up 47% of the global world GDP. That's between the G7, and these are underdeveloped countries where there is potential for more growth. Example, China has the population, but when you look at the GDP of China, it is not as much as that of the US, meaning that there is still so much growth that China can do. So given the fact that as of right now, China itself is a developed country, although by the World Trade Organizations, they haven't changed their position to a developed country. They are still a developing country, but we all know they are a developed country. So given the fact that they are a developed country still having this much room to grow, meaning their growth is going to be way more than what we have in the US or what the US has. You have to move to where the growth is going. You don't have to move to where the growth has been saturated, because once it's saturated, there's only one way down. But when there is room for growth, then there where you can go. But one thing I have to put here is I personally believe that when growth has been saturated, there are other things that can keep countries stable and remain in that position. But that is not the case for most developed countries right now, especially in Europe. I think this arrogance of West is something that has come over their head, that they really cannot change their ways. So there's only one way down for them. But if they could change their ways, then that would be very good for their economy. His Excellency, President Donald Trump, threatened the BRICS with a 10% additional tariffs. It means these 21 countries, if you did have maybe a 50% tariffs, you have an additional 10% tariffs because you're part of that union. I don't know the justification for this, whatever it is, but America, it's their country. They can do whatever they want to do. It's for you to trade with them or not trade with them. So that's where it is. They, sovereign nation, they can do what they want to do as long as it's under the World Trade Organization rules. But if they're breaking any rules, then that's something that needs to be addressed. But if they're not breaking any rules, then fair game. But the question online is, what does China need from the US that they cannot get elsewhere? Tariffs is a tax paid by the consumer. It means if I go online to buy on Shein and I live in the US or wherever, and the dress, the normal price is $10. If there's a 50% tariff on that dress, when it comes, I pay the $10 to the Chinese guy. He is okay. When it comes to me, wherever, let's say I live in the US, when it comes to me in the US, there is another $5 that I have to pay. So making that expenditure 15%, this does not include the normal taxes that I have to pay on the dress. You have the normal taxes that you pay on your products before these tariffs. Whereas someone in Africa, let's say if I lived in Africa and there is 0% tariffs between China and Africa, if I buy a Shein dress for $10, it arrives to my house at $10. So you who lives in the US, you're going to pay $15 because there's a 50% tariff of Chinese goods coming into your country. While me living in Africa, I don't have that luxury that you have. You pay my normal $10. So that's how you look at the tariff situation. But in another interesting thing, South Korea were also given an additional 25% tariffs. Whatever the reason is, as of right now, we do not know. But the President of the United States did put out a social media post, as he does often, saying additional 25% tariffs on Japan and South Korea. I guess the trade talks have not been going the way he wanted them to go. They have that coming. Also, letters of blanket tariffs were sent out to all other countries. I guess maybe whatever blanket tariffs is going to be added to him, to the country, that's how it goes. So to Ghana, African countries, they're going to have it. We don't know what that is going to look like, but they are going to receive the letters and I'll keep you updated. Interesting. There's this popular YouTuber. He was a former Fox News, CNN journalist. He was big. Tucker Carlson is someone that I like watching his videos. One thing is, I don't need to like to know the person's point of view is, because I truly believe my point of view may or will not always be the best, and I should give room to listen to any other person's point of view. So he is someone that I listen to, like some of his points, I do not, but it is interesting to see that he has this where he controversial people. Like, he did interview the president of Russia, and now he has interviewed the president of Iran. As few Americans type, there are rumors on right now that he has been paid by Qatar, he has been paid by the Muslim brothers, he has been paid by Russia, he is funded by Iran. Like, he is funding him is the land of free speech, although there have been so much limits on free speech in the US. That's why there's certain topics that I personally will talk about, but I shy away from it. But to see someone like that and the public persecuting him for just having for the audience to a head of state, like, it's, you know, we used to hear about China. This is the propaganda that they brought to us. Oh, this is how China is. But we are witnessing it live. There's a whole lot of stories going on about Tucker Carlson right now, how he has been paid by the Muslim brothers. He is this. It's sad to see freedom of speech. I do not believe in freedom of speech. I believe in accountability of speech, because you really cannot just shout fire in a hall, in a full, and expect not to be persecuted. But whereas if you actually see fire, shout fire, and something happens, then you shouldn't be persecuted because you have saved lives. So that's where I stand on speech. But, well, they say freedom of speech. Who am I? But he is undergoing a whole lot right now. I think his views have been a little bit floppy, but whatever the case. Yeah, there is that I am you right now, and many more. If you like my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, encourage me, leave a comment, leave a word. Free speech is the question of the day. Do you believe free speech, or do you think we should have accountability of what we say? Like, whatever you say, you should be able to back it, you should be able to be accountable. Please leave me a comment on your thoughts and your views, and thank you for watching Global Pulse Daily. Have a great day.